Want to do a quick training for you to get you into ignition. I want to ignite you to get you working in your network marketing business. So here's a real quick one we can do for those of you that worry about what your friends and family will think about. Over my career, it's been normal for a lot of people to say, I'll say to them, what do you want to do? Paul, I want to make 10K a month. I want to take this to the top. And I go, okay, that's great. We can help you. We've got some social media posts you can put out. Oh, oh, no, I don't want to put anything on social media. Okay. It's like having a shoe shop and saying, I don't want anybody to see that I sell shoes. And I'm like, okay, but why not? And the answer is, I don't want my friends and family to see. So if that's you at some level, you can relate to that. First of all, what I would say is, why don't you just lay down? Why don't you just chill out? Ring your friends and family and say, how would you like me to behave today? I am your slave. I will behave in a way that suits you, not me. Just you tell me what you want and I'll do it because that's what you're doing by your actions. I'm not saying you shouldn't consider other people, but they are not living your life. And if you want to go and be successful and get a side hustle income or even a full-time income, then to be honest with you, what's that got to do with them ultimately, at the end of the day? But I get it. People don't, in general, people don't like to think they're being judged or they don't want to seem stupid or, put themselves out there, okay? Which is actually the opposite of what you want to be doing, okay? But you only need to do it to a small degree. Now, the main thing is I would say don't care. So it's easy to say, and this is why I love NLP. It's easy to say that. Don't worry about what they think about you. And we can try and do what's called a reframe by saying that, well, are you their slave? Right? And for some of you, that might make you go, actually, screw it. I'm not their slave. I'm living my life. I want to do this, right? So, they don't ring me up and say, would you do this for me? I want you to behave this way today. And it's like, don't you be selfish. Behave the way I want you to behave, right? They don't ring you up and do that. So why should you do that to yourself based on what you think they might think about you? Okay. So for some of you that might work, but on the whole, I find that doesn't, because you have an internal struggle. So NLP can help reprogram that bit of you that is having this issue. And here's how it goes. So you don't want to put anything out on social media, and before any of you say, well, I don't mind putting stuff out on social media. Your actions, guys, tell me you're not doing anything, right? In general, a lot of people that I see, they don't do anything. I can have people tell me they're struggling, they're not making any sales. I can look in their social media timeline. 9 times out of 10, there's one post, if anything, right? It's very little. So your actions actually say what you do, not what you say. Your actions determine, right? So, and I think, well, why would you not put that? Especially if AI writes it for you, or I write it for you, or Eric writes it for you, or West or Laurie, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to hear that criticism, right? Listen to it. What's it saying? Those people that might think you, I don't know what it is for you, whether they're judging you, whether they're going to think you're stupid, whatever. Hear it, hear that voice. And now, whose voice is it? That's the interesting one. It's often an interesting one because people don't think about that. They just go, I'm worried about what my friends and family will say. How do you worry? How do you worry? Right? And it will often be maybe a movie, a picture, but it's going to be a voice. You'll be able to hear a voice of them criticizing you or judging you or whatever, right? Okay. Then what I want you to do, I want you to notice, well, where are you hearing it from? If you can hear the voice, right? It's not, I say to people, where's it coming from? They go, well, it's coming from me, obviously. I go, no, 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 no. Right? If you can hear the voice and you're hearing it, well, you're doing the listening. And all it is, guys, it's your brain. Your brain is an organ, just like your heart, your lungs, your liver. And it's doing a favor. It's doing its job and it's trying to communicate with you, but just like a liver or a heart or a lung does its job. That's what your brain is doing. And the only way it can communicate with you is images, sights, okay, sounds, sometimes like even you can like, oh, I can smell the pine forest now, it has to go through the five senses and I can feel happy and scared and cold and hot. I get a chill just thinking about it, right? Your brain communicates by the senses because that's how it takes information in. So if you're hearing the voice, it's not you, okay? It's your brain talking to you, whatever that is. If you want to go deep and spiritual, I'm not going to, right? But if you can hear it, it's not you, is it? Right? So it's just doing its job. You don't have to agree with it. And here's the fastest way I found of eliminating and neutralizing that negativity is to listen to where the voice is coming from. Is it coming from above, in front, to the left, to the right, behind? Okay, where's it coming from? Get in tune with it, notice whose voice it is, and then allow it to change direction. If it's coming from the front, just put it to the side. Okay, if it's above, put it below a bit. Okay, so move it around, see where it feels better, and then what I want you to do, I want you to change it to Mickey Mouse's voice. So if you might hear people saying, you can't do that, you're too stupid, you can't do that, you might get scammed, you know, you look like you look foolish doing this stuff. Who do you think you are to go and make all this money and be a top earner like all these other people? You know, you hear those voices, right? Now change it to Mickey voice going, you know, you can't do that, you can't do that, you're stupid, right? Imagine that. Okay, or what about if, you know, the most attractive person on the planet is saying to you in a sultry way, you can't do that. Okay, so there you go. You can change the direction where the voice is coming from. You can move it further away. You can literally put it behind you. You can turn the volume down. But what has the most effect for me when I work with clients one-on-one generally is making it silly, like Mickey Mouse or seductive and sultry, rather than you're an idiot. You know, you can't do that. Make it a bit more sultry and seductive. That often works well, I find as well. So anyway, there's a quick, I don't know how long it was, quick tip for you. And I'm not doing more trainings just on what to say and what to post and what to do, because 95% of people fail in network marketing. And there is absolutely no reason. The biggest reason I see why people fail is because they don't, that it's the mindset, guys. And that's what worked for me. I went from stacking shelves in a supermarket to hitting, you know, being on stage and stuff like that. And I was lucky. I had, you know, one of the top recruiters in the company join under me, but I still personally, I can prove 346, but I also built my wife's account and my son's account. So I personally recruited over 500 people into that particular opportunity, right? Well, guess what? I'm going again, right? I'm going again. But what I'm doing is I'm working on the things that are going to help you become a leader, because I want to work with leaders, right? And the bare minimum is you just need two people in pretty much any network marketing company. Between 2 and 4 people, in most companies I know anyway, will get you, you know, if everybody just did two, just think what an amazing team we would all have. And what we do is we get distracted by all these fantastic trainings and these methods and these systems, and we will naturally want to jump on anything that means we don't have to go and talk to people, because that's, for a lot of people, the scary bit. When you can make friends with that part and go, do you know what? I've got something great to offer here. I've got a way out. It's fantastic. I don't want to be selfish and not share it. And I know that not everybody's going to be into it. And I know that on the whole, people aren't rude, but there might be that odd 1 or 2 people out there. There's not a lot of idiots online. They just get around a lot, right? I know I might get a little bit of that negative stuff, but I'm confident in my own skin that I'm a good person. I'm doing this for good reasons. So if they're negative, that's down to them. It's not me. And that obviously people that are like that, their lives are so well put together. If you think about it, anybody that criticizes, their lives are so well put together, right? They've got everything they want. They're sitting pretty that they can go and criticize somebody else for trying to do better. It doesn't work that way, guys. It's usually people that criticize and judge. It's because they're not where they want to be, right? Just look at it, work it out, right? And often, to be honest, what you're daydreaming about, you know, it's like if you really knew what people were thinking, you'd be able to mind read. You could read the lottery numbers. You could, you know what stocks and shares to invest in, wouldn't you? You'd know what forex trades to pair. You don't, because you can't actually judge what other people are thinking. You can't. So it's all what you're doing. You're doing it to yourself, right? But what NLP is great at is reprogramming that bit, because we can reason it all day. You know it makes sense what I'm saying, but it won't work until you. Where's the voice? Whose voice is it? Let's change it to Mickey Mouse. Let's put it behind me. Let's make it quieter. Let's make it further away. Let's make it like a really tiny little angry man stamping up and down in a box, right? All of these things you can do just so it feels better and it neutralizes it. And then with NLP, we can do some stuff to get you to where you want to be. But I hope you found this useful. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Did you do it? Did you do it? Let me know.